and helping to produce our shows. We also would like to thank the Alabama Cornea Care Center for their continuing sponsorship of the Conversations from the Cave show and their continued support of positive and encouraging broadcasting. Before we go, I do want to talk about age. We saw a film where there was a vast age differential or difference between the man and the woman. And I'd like to get your thoughts on that, because that seems to be something of a new trend, or at least a lot of films are covering that. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Well, actually, I had an experience.
Feel free to share.
When I was doing the online dating thing, we didn't get to touch on the different sites. There's good ones and then ones that aren't so good. So this one was, I don't know if I could say it. I guess I won't. But it's not a very good one, and it's a free one. And apparently they didn't do background checks. So this gentleman reached out, and he was 25, and I was 40 at the time. And I put a picture of myself. It wasn't a picture of me back when I was 20. And he was very persistent, and I thought, wow. Okay, so I thought, you know what, let's go have a burger or something, and we did, and he was, fit, he was young, he was 25, and he looked really good, but at the end of the day, and it was flattering, honestly, it's flattering to be desired by a younger man.
Sure, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, when you go out on a couple of dates, there's nothing to talk about. When you have more in common with their parents than the person you're out on the date with, that's
a bummer.
It's time to move on. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. That would be scary. Oh, man. You walk up. What if their mom does show up? That's a scary, that's even worse, okay. So having a vast age difference, you feel, is probably a bit of a challenge.
Yes.
Do you think that there are upper and lower limits that are acceptable?
Age limits?
Yeah. Upper and lower, like a difference?
Yes, I would say so. My parents had a 9-year age difference. And
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't seem like it, though.
Okay.
I don't know if I would. It depends, again. If the man is younger, there has to be a certain level of maturity, and so he can be compatible with the woman. But if the man is older and the woman is younger, you have the same issue. She might be, all young and just, kind of a bubblehead.
Oh, my.
So they might be compatible.
Yeah. I know we're going to get a lot of flack for that. I know this. I can already see this happening.
All right. It's my opinion. It's just my opinion.
Oh, man. Yeah, stir that pot. That's it. Just.
Well, to answer your question, let's go back to your question. I would say, again, it just depends on the individuals, how much they have in common, the maturity levels, the experiences.
Sure, absolutely.
Because I've had lots of experiences that when I was younger of older people. So I really related well with older people. It's just, I really enjoy being around them. So again, those are just different factors you have to consider. But if you need a number, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years, it depends.
Okay.
It's hard to put a number on it.
Yeah. So you don't believe that age is just a number and people can just date willy-nilly. That doesn't.
It may work for a bit, but if you're looking for long term, I don't think it's a good idea.
The challenges that can arise.
Oh,
okay.
Yes,
Okay. Fair enough. It's an opinion. I mean, obviously.
Exactly.
There are people who have had, relationships where there are significant age differences that have, made it work. But let's talk about the creepy old man type of situation, because when you think about big age differences, we were clear. The guy that was on the motorcycle was older and looked like he was pretty desperate.
Right.
Let's talk about how men shouldn't behave as they become seniors. because I think you are unique in that you can talk from both perspectives. You know, you've had younger men, quite interested who are in their 20s, and then you've had significant 80-year-olds, you know, who are trying to, you know, they're pushing their ventilator aside
right.
to try to talk. So let's talk about the differences there and how men should not act as they age.
I believe men should embrace their age. Women should do the same, but we're talking about men. They should just embrace their age. Don't try to relive your youth because you're going to look foolish. Again, my opinion. You might look foolish, like the gentleman on the motorcycle. Clearly, he was older, and he was trying to be someone he wasn't. And just like I said, I always go back to be sincere. Just be who you are. If you're
well, what if that was who he was? What if he was a motorcycle, loud music playing buffoon?
That's a good point. Then I'm going to leave him alone.
Yeah.
But just embrace your age.
Okay.
Don't try to look younger.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to act younger.
Mm-hmm,
Don't try to act like someone you're not.
Gotcha.
And the right person will be attracted to that. You have to love yourself first.
Do you think that men who are older, seeking a younger wife or woman, do you think that is inappropriate? Because for years that has been the way, because it takes men longer to become established because they have to be providers, and there has, well, I guess it's gone both ways where people are, you know, in school together and then they marry, but sometimes it takes men a little bit longer to get on their feet just because of the responsibilities they have to carry. So do you, how do you justify, you know, not having a bit of an age differential if society places upon men the significance of being providers?
Well, I'd have to say that I don't know if I would say it's inappropriate for an older gentleman to approach a younger woman. But again, in my personal experience, what is the age difference? I mean, is he like in his 80s and you're not, and he's approaching you? And what is his purpose for approaching you?
Do you think that's more what's really at the root of it?
Absolutely.
The purpose?
What is the purpose of this older person approaching you? They're just wanting to, you know, try and get the stick in, or are they trying to relive their youth, or are they just wanting to have, you know, a beautiful younger woman on their side? Or do they want a nursemaid? What is it? What is the purpose?
What is the purpose?
Right.
Yeah. So the value of the relationship and the significance of the type of relationship is what really makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Got you. Are there other thoughts real quickly before we go, because we're almost out of time? Are there any other things that women really don't like or really do like? And I know this is just your opinion, that are important for men to do when considering, dating, and so that they're not always crashing and burning. They're not always having these setbacks.
Sure.
What types of things?
I would say he has to be able to plan. I know that sounds crazy, but to plan a date.
Sure.
We do like to be surprised sometimes. Let's see what else. To plan a date, just
be romantic. Be romantic.
But not everybody can be. So then you work around that.
You do what you can.
Exactly. And as long as you're sincere about it, if she's the right one, she'll be okay with it.
Genuineness seems to be something that has bubbled up on a number of occasions. Somebody who's genuine, somebody who really actually cares about the person, and having the right motive when you are approaching someone for a relationship. If your motive is simply a physical, selfish motive to have your physical needs met and then on to the next person, then unless you're in a situation where that's the type of person you want to have, that's equally as selfish and doesn't have any intention of cultivating anything with you. I mean, I guess there are those people in both genders who really don't have any motivation for a secure relationship, that are only in it for selfish reasons. If that doesn't bother you, I guess you should probably be sincere about that. We're not casting judgment, but we do want to say that, if that's all you're in it for, make sure that the other person understands that. Because I think the differing expectations or the different expectations are when people get hurt. Yeah. Love one another, each one. And thank you so much, Trish, for being part of this special 2-part edition of What Women Want. You are an awesome woman to have on the show. And we are quite thrilled to have had you here. And thank you also for feeling confident enough to share your opinions, given the fact that many women who would come on this show knowing that it's mostly a guy's show probably wouldn't have even decided to arrive. And I appreciate that. I know that took a lot to do. This has been Conversations from the Cave. We want to encourage you to subscribe to our podcast by visiting us on Spreaker.com or subscribing on iTunes. We are also wanting you to check us out on Twitter and Facebook. We have our official Conversations from the Cave page there, and we look forward to having you correspond with us through our social media outlets. If you have a topic or a particular comment that you'd like to share, please be sure to reach out to us or to contact us at Provox Media Group to share your feelings and thoughts. This has been a production of the Provox Media Group and sponsored by the Alabama Cornea Care Center. Until next time, thanks so much. I'm Kirk Kennedy, your host, and until next week, bye-bye.
Conversations from the Cave is brought to you by the Alabama Cornea Care Center, Northern Alabama's first irregular cornea, keratoconus, and scleral lens referral center, specializing in the management of degenerative cornea disease and complications resulting from refractive surgery. For more information, you may visit them on the web at alabamacorneacare.com. The Alabama Cornea Care Center, helping patients see the light of the world. Conversations from the Cave is a production of the Provox Media Group. For more information or to share your questions or comments, visit our podcast Facebook page by searching Conversations from the Cave. The views expressed on this program are the personal beliefs of the panelists and do not necessarily represent the beliefs of the Provox Media Group or its sponsors. Join us next time for more real talk from real men. Conversations from the Cave.